Hello there, Gemini, and welcome to your June reading. I hope that this month is getting off to a fantastic start for everyone. Really great to see you again, and just a reminder for those of you that might be new, you can always use these readings for your sun, your rising, and also for your moon sign. Now, let's start off with the channeled information. Every month as I get started on the readings, I like to meditate at the beginning. I start automatic writing, and then I see what comes through for your sign. The message for you was really to try not to overthink things. This is going to allow you to get into an intuitive flow, which will bring abundance for you this year, and also, of course, this month. So the main thing here is if you feel like something is like the right time to do something, or you feel drawn to investigate or to pick up the phone or to go for a job opportunity or for a love opportunity in your life, really what you want to do is go with that initial idea, allow for abundance and opportunities then to flow with that. And if you do that, I feel like you're going to be really putting yourself in a good position. If you start to overthink things, however, that's where some of the challenges could come up. So basically get out of your headspace and just follow your heart, follow your third eye, follow your intuition, and it won't lead you astray. Okay, let's go ahead now and shuffle the cards. As I do this, I just want to remind you that I separate the reading into three parts. We start with that intuitive channeled information at the beginning, then I'll pull a Celtic cross, and then we end with an expanded forecast that includes health, wealth, love, and destiny. At this point in the reading, I remain quiet so that I can observe the cards, their meanings, and their positions just like you. And in addition to the Celtic cross, I pull an additional card. This is what I call a catalyst. And the catalyst will not only give you some sort of insight to help you with kicking off the month, but it also connects the messages that we see today. So your catalyst is abundance, which is what we were just talking about. Here's a closer look at the card. I look at the 3 there, and I'm looking at the earth energy here. This reminds me of what I would normally associate with the 3 of Pentacles, which is basically seeing a return on your energy, also even a little bit of the 3 of Wands energy as well. But I love that the main message this month is allowing for that abundance to come in. And if we connect that to the channeled information, it's not about overthinking. It's not about feeling like I have to try to control or I have to somehow try to manipulate all of this going on. Allow for what's already been set up to come through. Don't second guess it, and start to operate with the assumption, at least over the course of this month and possibly the next quarter of the year, the next 3 months, that you're in a new flow of opportunity. Whatever happened before, and I see that for some of you it could be challenging, that's the past. Now we're working into a much more productive and beneficial flow for you. Let's look at the cards one more time here. I want to bring attention to deep past first. We have the Hanged Man. It's in its upright position, which is showing that what has gone by in the past is just that. It was the past. You learned from it, but you're no longer stuck. We have the 2 of Wands here in recent past. So I see a position of stagnation followed by a position of opportunity and looking towards the future for new things. Now, work is going to be really busy for many of you this month. We have Knight of Pentacles in the reverse state and the 4 of Swords in the reverse state. So that shows me that many of you have some catching up to do in this area. In addition, there could be some fear or uncertainty because of the past. But when we look at the 5 of Swords, it's really saying this is your chance to walk away from that feeling of whatever it was. Some of you may have had a layoff. Some of you may have decided to quit. Some of you may have just been working so hard and not seeing anything. This is saying it's time to move on. The reversal of this is letting go of any upsets, any second guessing of yourself, again, getting out of your headspace. When we focus on the ego card, we have a much more powerful message here with the Knight of Swords. This is about clear communication, clear vision of what you want to do, where you want to go. And anybody that practices manifestation knows that this is essential to really make things happen. I want you to start to see, believe, and follow through on your vision and on your belief in yourself, and begin executing on your plans. Speak your mind, be strong, feel that vitality flow through your body this month, and I think good things will happen. There has to be some shifts, though, going on in the environment around you. So for those of you that have felt kind of stuck, this is a chance to go through and do some clearing and some cleaning. It could be deciding to literally change the space in which you live. It could be some of the people in your life deciding to clear those out. The important thing here is the Tower reversed is an empowered card. It's not one where these things happen and you're taken by surprise. Typically, you have some sort of an advanced notice, an intuition, or even some rumblings that are going on in friends, family, or coworkers that let you know change is afoot, change is going to happen. So what I want you to do this month is, if you start to receive those messages coming through, you definitely want to tune into those and take advantage of that heads up. Now, if you feel like your life is stable, if you feel like you're comfortable, this card is saying that it's a good time to decide to make some changes for the rest of the year. With the abundance card, there's a chance for even more success for some of you, or more positive growth for some of you. So don't give up on being just where you're at. The Four of Swords in reverse is an active card, just as the Knight of Swords is. So with these two cards, even though you need some rest, what I think the first couple weeks of the month is sort of suggesting is, don't lose an opportunity that may come through only once in a blue moon, because you're feeling like, I don't know if it's going to work, I've had not such good luck over the course of the last couple of months. Really seize every opportunity that comes your way until the midpoint of the month. Then I feel like whatever it was that needed to present itself has done so. We have the Ace of Swords. Anything after the 10th of the month should start to feel a little bit better for you. Your vitality should be increased. It's a really good month for many of you to exercise your speaking or communication skills. With the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Swords here in the ego and here in your opportunity space, it's saying that if you decide to take a chance to speak up, to raise your hand, to sort of go out on a limb, you're likely to see some change happen because of that. I'm not always nervous when I see the Tower, especially when it is bookmarked, or bookended, I should say, by two really positive cards. So when we look at this, yes, some things in the past may have been tricky, but things are better now, and they'll continue to be good if you keep with this positive growth. So work through and embrace the changes that are going to be happening this month. They are opportunities that will lead to other improvements in your life. Now, when we're looking at your outcome card, we have the Eight of Cups. It's in a reverse state. For me, this usually indicates a chance to break cycles, break and make cycles, if you will. And that's something that I've seen across a few signs this month. It can also be a second chance card. So if there is a relationship, an opportunity, or something in your life where you feel like, I always wish I could have done it differently, or if I could go back in time and do something in a different way, this is how I would do it, you might have a chance to make that happen. The flip side is you could take a lesson, a learning from whatever didn't work, and it may not be an exact one-for-one swap, but you could change something in your life that helps you put that to rest. So if it's not an ending of a cycle, it's a making peace with it so that no longer is feeling like it's a burden or that it's haunting you. Really some great opportunities for clearing overall this month. Yes, you got a Tower, but it's in the environment. So things around you, people around you, there may be some shakeups, some breakups, but all of this, really everything that I see this month is for your better good. It's for abundance. Just remember that to have a garden grow, you have to put love, energy, and nurturing into it. That means that you want to do that for yourself. You want to feel loved. You want to feel nurtured. You want to feel taken care of. But you also want to do that for other people in your life. So if you're in a position of power, of management, if you have your own company, going back to looking at this blossoming card again, which I get a strong Three of Pentacles vibe from, this is a card of recognition as much as it is about you accomplishing what you want. Now, one last note before we move on to the extended forecast, and then I will cover all of this again. Sometimes when I glance, I get another message. The Four of Swords here. As I said earlier, some of you may be really, really overdue for some time off, for a chance to just really absorb everything that's been going on. I feel like you're going to have to probably wait until the end of the month for this to happen or for that opportunity to take place. But make the plans now. Don't wait until you're sort of at a burnout point to then try to take a personal day. Look at the calendar and just proactively block out a long weekend, and then hopefully next month a more extended period, maybe 10 days or a full 5-day week that you could just take to yourself and recover and rejuvenate. So whether it's a couple of small weekends where you do a bookend of Friday and a Monday, or you can do a full week. It just depends on what's available. Plan the time now. Ask it off. Don't wait. We're getting into holiday months for many people, and if you don't ask now, then you may be denied later. Okay, let's now expand the forecast and look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. Next, we'll start off first with the health card. I always view health as an all-inclusive card, which can be mind, body, and spirit. So let's see what the card has to say in that regard. Okay, your health message this month is really to focus on, it's an extension of what we said earlier. It's mind over matter. So whatever's going on in your mind this month, it affects your body. So if you're feeling a lot of stress, a lot of tension, for those of you that have a meditation practice, you want to revisit it. If you don't, this is the perfect time to do that, so that even in moments of being tried and tested emotionally, you'll have that place of stability where you know that I don't have to give in to this. I don't have to feel this sort of helplessness. So I want you to work on your internal strength. You're going to need it at certain points this month, particularly as for some of you there's a little bit of change and shifting going on in your environment. So meditation is important, sleep is important, and I mention this because I don't really see any cups cards except the outcome. I want you to try to do something that will relieve your stress as far as fun goes. So make some time in the evening to read a book, to tune out of social media, to just go out and maybe treat yourself to a dessert, do something fun. It doesn't have to have any sort of positive, or I should say productive end. The positive part of this is just that you feel better and that you're taking care of yourself. But sleep, meditation, and planning a vacation so you have something to look forward to, these things are going to have a very, very good effect on you and will help you stay in a good place. The last piece that comes in with this is a change of environment is really, really good. So getting outside, we're seeing a lot of cards based in nature with that blossoming abundance and that stay positive card. So I want you to get outside and change things up. If you're feeling either cooped up in your house or you're feeling stressed out at work, just take a walk. It will do wonders for you. Let's take a look now at, speaking of work, let's take a look at your wealth card and see what the advice or what the message is in respect to your resources. Reminding you that money or resources here, it really kind of can affect your time, your money, or your energy. So the overall message for wealth this month is unfoldment, which means it's going to take some time for things to happen. So as we take a look at this unfoldment card, I just wanted to pull up the other two cards so you can see what I'm seeing, which is this theme of almost nonstop growth this month and changing, which is great. So we have the unfoldment, which comes after this period of continuing to nurture, continuing to take care of yourself, which kind of goes with the overall theme of abundance coming in. So your money situation, your wealth, your resources, if they seem limited now, know that that is not the permanent state. So what's important for you is to stay focused on that endpoint. What is your goal? Where do you hope to be? Give it time, nurture it, don't give up. All right, let's take a look now at love. Love includes all relationships in your life, and let's see what the card has to say about that. We have vibrational, and I love this card because it speaks to the ability for you to change the frequency. So if somebody is either unwilling, unable, or sometimes just unaware of how their energy is affecting you, the vibrational card really goes nicely with the tower. When I pulled it, it was reversed. The colors are very similar here. This has to do with changing the frequency of your relationship, bringing it to a higher space, knowing that the way that you treat others, the way that you view others, has a direct effect on how they treat you and how they perceive the situation. So if you can shift your vibration to a higher space, to a bigger and better place, then, and this is a message I've seen pretty consistently this month, that's going to help people get into a better place, and it's also going to help you affect an outcome in a way that you wouldn't be otherwise if you decided to either go blow for blow and sort of like meet them with an argumentative reply if they have something that's going on, or if they're sad, then you get sad. You have to sort of shift the energy, either neutralize it or bring it higher. That's going to help you. That's going to bring ends to cycles that are no longer working for you. That's going to help you make the best of a Tower reverse card. And ultimately, it's going to allow for you to make an opportunity out of something that may otherwise seem like a challenge. So feel that whatever shifts are happening in relationships this month are so that you can be in a much, much brighter place. And I think that's going to help you. And when I'm looking at destiny, for me, it's like a GPS. So if you like where you're at, this is saying just stay on that route. If not, you can course correct and save yourself some time, just as you could with a regular GPS. So as we're looking at this destiny card this month, it says, answering the call, the time is now. So this is why at the beginning here I was saying that yes, rest is important, but there's a lot to do this month. I feel like you have to take advantage of this window of opportunity and then let the rest and the relaxation happen in the months that come. So make the plan now, but then get back and engaged in what you're doing. So with this answering the call, if you're being challenged, to me, I kind of see this as a star card. This is your chance to shine, to do something important, and to not have any regrets about what's going on. For some of you, this could be a connection with someone who is going to be pivotal in your life. It could be a new love. It could be someone who opens up some new opportunities. You're going to feel a familiarity with them if that's the case. But when I pair up what was kind of like a star card energy with the Eight of Cups, there's something deeper there, and it needs to be addressed and it needs to be resolved. So whatever's coming into your life or coming back to your life, or whatever this chance or opportunity is, you must seize it this month. You must do the most that you can with it. And if you don't get a sense of that happening, then this is a manifestation card too. What is it that you're drawn to do in your life? Why are things stagnating a little bit? How can you make sure that you break this cycle of stagnation? Answer that, and you can make that happen in your life. You can manifest something of a higher frequency. So let's go ahead now and review everything that we just talked about. Your channeled information when I looked at you this month was to get out of your headspace. Don't overthink what you know to be true. Live in the moment and get into tune with your intuition so that you can bring in this flow of abundance. That directly correlated with what we see here in your catalyst, which was to really welcome in that blossoming abundance and know that it is something that you can bring in, and know that this is much like the Three of Pentacles, which is recognition and recognizing other people in your life. So do a little bit of both, make sure that both are happening. As we review the cards, their positions, and their messages, central to this is that there's going to be a need for you to put more time and energy into things this month. Some of you, this might mean that you have to put money out, spend more than you're bringing in. So take care of that. Don't do so much that it actually interrupts your stability of where you're living or what your resources are. Be honest with yourself and stay firm to your budget. The rest of you, this simply has to do with making sure that you don't miss an opportunity. So I see that you need rest, but I also see that you're going to be busy, and I see that whatever you're doing is going to bring great opportunities. Eight of Swords is about overcoming fear, being much more transparent in what's going on with your life, and walking away from things that might have in the past been holding you back. Knowing that the past is the past, you're now focused on goals and getting oriented towards that flow of prosperity, which we saw here. Speak up. Be active. Know that whatever you put into things this month comes back. And again, it's a great chance to make and break cycles. As we look at your expanded forecast, the most important thing with your health is to stay in a low stress space through meditation, through positivity, through getting outside and changing your environment, particularly since we see so much prosperity associated with Mother Nature. As we look at wealth, it takes time for things to happen. Don't go for the fast and easy approach. Go for the slow, steady, and predictable approach. Here it's going to be better. Also, do not give up on something that you've really put a lot of time and energy in. With love, Change the frequency, especially if you don't like what you're seeing, receiving, or what's going on around you. Since we have this change card here, it's really saying that you can be that tower reversed. You can be the change agent allowing it to happen. Finally, get back into your higher space and think, what is it that I'm on this planet for? Answering the call has just as much to do with connecting with your soul purpose as it does to literally making sure that you're there if someone asks for your help. I think this is your chance to really get back on track, back on your soul track, making sure that you feel satisfied, that you feel impassioned and ready to embrace whatever happens in the day. Get up in the morning and think, I can't wait to live this day and live it to the fullest. Just as a follow-up and a side note to that, know that for those of you that have really never given yourself a chance to think, what is my dream? What is my inspiration? Not just, I need to do this for my job, so I'm going to do it, but think, what am I on the planet for? How do I want to affect this world in a positive way? If you haven't given yourself a chance to do it, it takes time to figure everything out. So just sit with it a little bit, meditate, get back to thinking like, what makes me happy? What did I do as a kid? What was I doing before I started this job, and was I happier doing that? You can find your way back to it. It's a question and ultimately an answer that only you are going to be able to kind of work through. So just allow for your heart to lead the way, and again, to get out of your head space. So that brings this reading to a close, and I hope that it gave you everything that you needed to embrace opportunities, to overcome fear, and to really allow for that prosperity to come in, what I saw at the beginning. If you'd ever like to talk a little bit more about something going on in your life, feel free to reach out to me. There's 3 links below the video. The first will allow you to check out rates and availability to see if anything fits your budget or makes sense. Also, if you just found that this was a very helpful video and you'd like to support me so that I can do more videos like this, the second link allows you to give a donation. I suggest as little as $1. It makes a big difference. It allows me to buy new cards, pay for the internet, pay for production software, and also just be able to do videos like this and not have to see as many clients. So the more open time that I have, the more that I can do meditations and things like that. But I can only do that if people do give back to this channel. Otherwise, I work like the rest of you. So I really don't get anything back from YouTube that is significant. So I rely on you guys to assist with that if you found that this was helpful. So you can do that with the second link. That's optional, and that's only if you feel guided. The third and most important thing really is just to stay in touch and to build this sense of community that we're doing. That's why I'm here. That's the big thing. So if you want to stay in touch and know when I put new videos out, if you want to connect with me, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. I also have a newsletter. So all 3 of those are great ways to connect with me, as well as if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. First of all, it just lets me know that this is actually connecting with everybody out there, and it gives me a little vote of confidence, so I appreciate that. But also it will let you know when those new videos come out. There are 2 buttons below, the subscribe button and the little bell icon. You'll want to click on both. Finally, and most importantly, I really like to talk about why we're here every month. And it's not just for the monthly forecast, which is important, but it's also to help all of you, and myself included, continue our growth as light workers, as human beings on this planet. I've talked in the past months about how as each of us continue to kind of grow our internal light, our energy, our healing capacity, it's almost like we are 1,000-watt bulbs that start to light up the planet. What I'd like you to do this month, I said it a little bit last month, I'd like you to continue, is to be a spark of inspiration for someone else. It could be through sharing your learnings, your knowledge. It could be listening. It could be helping them, answering someone who's in need, answering the call if someone in your life needs help and isn't in a high space like you. You can not only change your own frequency, but you can help them change theirs. And leading by example is really what we're all doing, right? So as you work on yourself, as you become stronger, brighter, and lighter, you start to inspire people in your life. So try directly or indirectly to be that spark, that ignition this month, that catalyst, and observe how it feels, and know that you, one by one, all of you, are starting to create a nice positive shift in the energy. So if we change our energy, people around us change their energy as well. And that's how we can change the world. Starts within. So keep up that journey. And thank you so much for allowing me to be part of it. I'll see you soon, and much love and light to you now and always.